The blood moon rose, crimson and unyielding, casting a scarlet glow across the rainforest kingdom. In this ethereal light, the ancient trees of the jungle began to twist into unnatural, contorted shapes, their branches reaching like skeletal fingers towards the bleeding sky. Deep within the shadows, bioluminescent spirits, remnants of long-lost souls, flickered in and out of existence, their faint light a stark contrast to the overwhelming red. Here, in the heart of this haunted forest, lived a boy named Tari N'Golo. At just 14, he possessed a gift that was also a profound curse. The masks he carved with his young, deft hands were far more than simple works of art. They were doors. Doors to immense power, doors to realms unseen, doors he did not yet fully understand how to control. His small hut was a sanctuary of wood and wonder. With each precise cut of his carving knife, intricate symbols would glow faintly on the surface of the wood, pulsing with a life of their own. His wide, innocent eyes reflected the flickering red light of the blood moon filtering through the window, a silent witness to the magic he was unknowingly about to unleash. Tonight, on this fateful blood moon night, a single, youthful mistake was poised to awaken a danger that had slumbered for centuries. As he placed the final touches on his newest creation, the mask began to hum. It was a low, resonant vibration that traveled from his hands through the wooden floorboards and seemed to shake the very foundations of his small home. The shadows in the room deepened, stretching and contorting in ways that defied the laws of nature. A chilling symphony of whispers began to fill the air, the desperate, mournful voices of the lost and the damned, clawing their way back from oblivion. From the swirling crimson mist that now seeped through the walls of the hut, a figure began to coalesce. It was N'Golo, the moon witch, a being of ancient terror. Her eyes burned like molten rubies, and her robes shifted and writhed as if they were made of living shadows. Around her, the night spirits swirled, skeletal and smoky apparitions drawn to her dark power. She had been summoned by the mask, awakened by the blood moon, and her presence threatened to plunge the world into an eternal eclipse and never-ending night. Tari knew, with a certainty that chilled him to the bone, that he was the cause of this. And he knew he was the only one who could stop it. To save his world from the encroaching darkness, he had to craft a mask unlike any he had ever made before. It needed to be a vessel of immense power, a prison of sacred wood and magic, a trap that could contain the moon witch and her malevolent power forever. With a desperate resolve, Tari grabbed a new block of ironwood, his hands moving with a speed born of terror and determination. Sparks flew from his tools, illuminating a face etched with sweat and fear. But he was not alone. The other masks in his hut, dozens of them, suddenly came to life. They leaped from the tables and shelves, their carved faces animated with a shared purpose. They became his assistants, his allies, holding tools, whispering ancient patterns, and channeling their own latent magic into his new creation. Outside, a storm of spirits and raw magic erupted. The rainforest howled as trees bent violently, their leaves becoming razor-sharp projectiles slicing through the air. The night spirits, commanded by N'Golo, lunged towards the hut, their smoky forms streaking with malice. Tari, with the help of his living masks, fought back. He hurled masks into the air, which burst into shields of radiant light. Deflecting the spectral assault, the moon witch herself unleashed her power, a torrent of blood-red magic that collided with the brilliant light of Tari's creations. Every strike and counter-strike tore across the forest sky, a dazzling, deadly display of light and shadow. The very fabric of reality seemed to fray at the edges. The battle raged, a whirlwind of color and sound. Tari's spinning masks acted like magical vortexes, capturing the shrieking night spirits one by one, their smoky forms absorbed into the wood. As Tari carved the final symbol into the new mask, glowing runes began to spread like wildfire across N'Golo's shadowy form, burning into her very essence. She let out a piercing shriek of rage and pain as her power began to wane. With a final, desperate roar, Tari thrust the completed mask forward. It unleashed a blinding flash of pure, white light that consumed the moon witch's shadow entirely. In that instant, the blood moon in the sky above shattered like crimson glass, its malevolent light extinguished. The world fell silent, the crimson mist receded, and the first rays of dawn pierced through the canopy, bathing the forest in a gentle, golden light. The trees straightened, their leaves rustling softly in a peaceful breeze. The forest could breathe again. Inside the hut, Tari collapsed to the floor, utterly exhausted, the powerful mask clattering beside him. His eyes were wide, no longer with fear, but with the quiet triumph of a boy who had faced down darkness and won. He now understood that a great talent is a great responsibility, and true courage is its ultimate measure. Thank you for joining us on this mystical journey. If you enjoyed this tale, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more adventures into the unknown. We'll see you next time.